I've been thinking a lot about the way my life feels when I'm actually present for it. When I'm not rushing through the moments that are supposed to mold me. And recently, I've been asking myself a deeper question of what is actually supporting me right now. The answer is quite simple and always brings me back to my body, because when my health is steady, everything else falls into place with so much less resistance. I am naturally someone who functions well with rhythm, with routines that feel like rituals but not rules. And it took me forever to accept this about myself. I would rather be more spontaneous, but I'm not. So in this season, I'm returning to the version of me that pays attention, the one that chooses habits that fills my cup, instead of coping that ultimately disconnects me from my body. This video is in real time, creating a life that feels manageable, meaningful, and most importantly, true to me. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is Grace if you're new here, and if you're not new here, welcome back. As always, this is a Grace-friendly space, and today we are trying to solve the endless bubble brain that is my mind. A bubble brain is just a really sweet way of saying that I'm feeling really disconnected from my body and my mind right now. While I would like to say that this is a rarity because of my severe food allergies and chronic illness that I have lived with through all of my life, I am now finally in a place where I am able-bodied, living from the healthiest I've ever been. So naturally, I'm going to fall into those old coping mechanisms of what kept me safe in that time, which was a lot of rest. And that doesn't necessarily serve me in this time of my life. It looks a lot more like procrastination. We are starting this morning really nice and easy. I have the journal, my laptop, a smoothie that Elio made me, and some coffee, and just really taking some time to dial in all my senses while still getting the necessary work done that I need to for the day. So that being said, instead of forcing discipline in this situation, I'm going to be practicing devotion, learning what devotion feels like, and using all of my resources to fully embody this version of myself that holds me accountable. So this is a part of me learning that I'm allowed to be a multifaceted person with a lot of interests, but in order to be that person, I can't be spread thin. So I can't be giving 1% to each of these individual things and see real growth. So I'm taking a step back so that I can really fill my cup in the ways that are important to me. I just want to feed into every piece of my life right now, especially after this last year. I know that this is something that I've been hesitant to talk about fully online, but I was in a car accident last year around this time, and I broke my jaw. So this entire last year has just been not only learning so much about myself, starting YouTube, but recovery and dealing with what it was like to be bedridden again, because that's something that I kind of forgot, but was a very real reality for a lot of my life, dealing with food allergies and having those flare-ups in my chronic illness. So anyway, all of that being said, that is why it is so important for me to get back to a place of devotion and do this from a place of love rather than a place of forcing and ultimately hating myself into changing. That's simply not going to work for me in this season. I used to genuinely think productivity meant optimizing every minute. Now I'm finally realizing that I don't work well that way, and it was wrong possibly to ever expect any differently. I am now finding in very real-time results that it's more about returning to the things that regulate my nervous system. I am forgetting the exact source, but I remember it being said somewhere to keep the body in good health is a duty, otherwise we shall not be able to keep our mind strong and clear. And while I can say that I thought I knew that good and well, what is manageable to you today may not be manageable to you tomorrow. And you cannot change that without patience and genuine effort. Hey friends, I just made it back to the house and I thought we should have a meal together. Let's catch up. I have a little plate here, quite a simple lunch today, and the flies are going crazy, but some ground beef, cucumbers, Okinawan sweet potato, peppers, and tomatoes, and a little pua vase for us to share in this meal together. Grab your water, grab your meal, and yeah, let's just take some deep breaths as we share lunch. Something that I am really learning this week is that devotion just looks a lot simpler than discipline in every form and a lot kinder. It's more nurturing, it's not a punishment, it allows you to really show up for yourself without, not zero negative dialogue, but allows you to kind of create new narratives over the old ways that you used to shame yourself. And that's real. I feel like overall it's something that I thought that I have been practicing forever, but the more that I'm practicing it, the more that I realize that I have been in the same spot for a minute. In reality, this video, the topic of this is really hard for me to practice in real time, and in some ways I told myself that I have been devoted to my practices and the way that I show up for myself forever. And in a very real reality, I've been more so disciplined, and when I can't show up for those things, punishing myself. And the overall message here is that devotion feels so much softer and simpler than discipline, because overall you are loving yourself into that change. And I won't lie, that feels pretty uncomfortable to me. But to just know that it's more of a nurturing perspective, and because we want ourselves to grow, we want to water ourselves like a plant and make sure that, we are taking the time to feed into the routines and the things that make us feel most like ourselves and most embodied. I feel like living on island, the flies outside are crazy, so filming outside is somewhat of a choice, but especially because I have the food. And you may be asking yourself, what's the real difference? If I'm disciplined, I'm still getting things done, I'm still showing up for myself, I'm still practicing those routines that keep me stable and allow me to show up to life. So why is it so important to be devoted versus disciplined? And it's really that productivity shouldn't disconnect you from your body. It should make you feel more in tune with who you are and more connected to your purpose. Sometimes I really feel like my only purpose in life is I am so blessed, may I be a blessing, and that showing up imperfectly counts, showing up that 1% when you can, and allowing that to be a win, be a big significant deal for your younger self who didn't know that you could show up for yourself like this. I can't win. There's sirens, there's planes, there's flies. I don't know how to record myself well. I feel like this is getting a little random, but you don't need to fix yourself to support yourself. You are allowed to support yourself through ongoing seasons, and as much as this is for you, this is for me, because I will think to myself, oh, I'm so disciplined, I'm so ahead, I'm doing so well, and then just as easily I fall back, I fall behind, and I am low-key spiraling. So taking that check and being like, how can I show up differently so that the next time that I fall off the horse, so to speak, I don't shame myself and it doesn't become this repetitive shame cycle of me needing to change and me needing to become a whole different person because I wasn't worthy enough to complete that habit. That doesn't make sense. I am going to take some time here with my food and just some deep breaths and really think about what I'm sharing, and not just I am sharing this with you. I'm choosing to share it because it's something that I'm learning in real time, and really a lesson that I have learned over and over and over again. And I don't know if this is one of those moments where I repeat the lesson until I learn it, or if this lesson is going to forever show up in my life looking a little different, but I'm just always eager to be an endless student of this life, and I'm so thankful.